We might be in the middle of the winter break, but it's been a busy news week for team bosses in the world of motorsport. Whilst it was expected that Cyril Abiteboul would step aside as Renault, soon to be Alpine F1's team boss, and move into a new role within the company, his departure from the Renault group completely was unexpected. And in the world of two wheels, Suzuki team boss Davide Brivio announced he is leaving the reigning world champions with just over a month until the first pre-season test for the 2021 MotoGP season. And while no official announcements have been made from the Renault camp, the two stories are connected, as the former MotoGP team boss looks set to become CEO of the rebranded Alpine F1. The Brivio and Abiteboul news caused quite a stir on social media, mainly about Cyril's tattoo situation, but also raised questions from those unfamiliar with the goings-on of MotoGP as to what all the fuss about Brivio is about. So who is Davide Brivio, and why could he be the key to Alpine's success in Formula 1? Brivio is a veteran in the world of motorcycles and has been key to ending not one, but two MotoGP teams' World Championship droughts. As team manager of the factory Yamaha outfit, Brivio did this in 2004 by convincing Valentino Rossi, back then a three-time MotoGP world champion, to join the marque from Honda. Rossi won Yamaha's first race since 2002 at the 2004 season opener in South Africa. He would win that year's world title and add a further 3 to his tally in 2005, 2008 and 2009 before quitting for Ducati at the end of 2010. Having picked Yamaha up off the floor, Brivio was next tasked to helm Suzuki's return to MotoGP for the 2015 season, after financial woes had forced its withdrawal in 2012. Suzuki was a Grand Prix winner again by 2016, when Maverick Vinales stormed to victory at the British Grand Prix that year. 4 years later, Brivio's plucky squad gave Suzuki its first World Championship in 2 decades with Joan Mir. Alpine and Renault could really do with some of that Brivio magic. When Renault returned to F1 as a works entity in 2016, it managed just 8 points, as the Enstone outfit, previously known as Lotus, tried to rebuild itself following a period of severe financial issues under previous owner GI Capital. Renault did take steps forward, finishing 6th in the Constructors' table in 2017 and 4th in 2018. And then it pulled a blinder for 2019 and poached Daniel Ricciardo from Red Bull, and big things were expected. But Renault ended 2019 with fewer points than it did in the previous season, and had slipped behind Renault customer McLaren to 5th in the Constructors' Championship. When McLaren came knocking about a 2021 drive, Renault's expensive star asset was quick to put pen to paper. And although Ricciardo scored Enstone's first podiums since Romain Grosjean in the 2015 Belgian Grand Prix during the Lotus era, Renault still finished 2020 behind McLaren and Racing Point in the Constructors' points. And without wishing to devalue the efforts that goes into running an F1 team, it's clear that Renault has been underperforming relative to the assets it has at its disposal. Enter Brivio. Suzuki may be a factory entrant in MotoGP, but it operates on a much smaller budget compared to its Japanese counterparts, Yamaha and Honda. Suzuki is also the only manufacturer in MotoGP, other than Aprilia, without a satellite squad, thus limiting the data it can collect in its bid to develop its bike. Part of what has allowed Suzuki to be a championship force in MotoGP is what Brivio has been able to do with what's at his disposal. Working smarter, not harder. The Suzuki MotoGP project is split across Italy and Japan, much like Yamaha's. But while all at Suzuki seemed rosy, at Yamaha, finger-pointing and dismay from its riders was the current state of affairs. Rossi even said Yamaha's engineers back in Japan simply do what they want, regardless of feedback riders give them. The key trait he sees in Suzuki's success is the fact that Brivio has been able to unify the Italian race team with the Japanese arm. Given Alpine's efforts operate out of Enstone and Renault's engine department at Viry-Châtillon, you begin to see why Brivio is an attractive prospect. With F1 set for a car revolution in 2022, a big opportunity lies ahead for Alpine as it eyes a return to winning ways. The team's numerous personnel changes with the likes of Pat Fry and Marcin Badowski, Abiteboul's likely team principal replacement, coming into the fold, shows a team taking things seriously. as does its huge investment in its infrastructure at Enstone. It's been enough to tempt F1 world champion Fernando Alonso back into its fold for this season, and while the wisdom someone as experienced as Alonso will bring will be invaluable, the Spaniard is a volatile substance if things don't go as they should, as Renault itself can attest to. Brivio, with his many years by Rossi's side in MotoGP, makes him expertly qualified in legend management. Looking ahead, Brivio also brings with him the other trait which has made Suzuki's MotoGP return so successful. From the start, Brivio has insisted on young talent. He brought Maverick Viñales up to MotoGP for 2015 after the 2013 MotoGP world champion had served just 1 year in Moto2. Viñales, of course, made Suzuki a race winner again. When Viñales left for Yamaha, Brivio picked Alex Rins out of Moto2. The Spaniard has since won 3 races, giving Suzuki its first brace of victories in a season since 2000 in 2019. And of course, there's Suzuki's signing of Mir, again after just 1 year in Moto2. So convinced in their potential, Brivio got Rins and Mir to commit to Suzuki until the end of 2022 before racing even got underway last year. Renault has put a lot into its junior drivers, but it couldn't hide its disappointment in the performances of Guan Yu Zhou and Christian Lundgaard in Formula 2 last season. Neither look F1 ready yet. This is in stark contrast to the embarrassment of riches Ferrari has had in the last few years with its young driver pool. Alonso will likely be around for 2 years, while Esteban Ocon isn't on firm ground beyond 2021 given his links to Mercedes and his somewhat disappointing year alongside Ricciardo. While Ferrari is banked on Charles Leclerc as its future hope, Red Bull has Max Verstappen, and George Russell is all but assured to lead Mercedes in the not too distant future. Renault doesn't have anyone it can bank on for the next 5 to 10 years. But Brivio's keen eye for youthful talent and his ardent belief in offering them factory opportunities is something that Alpine and Renault will certainly benefit from. All the pieces are there for Alpine and Renault to strike it big in F1 again. Suzuki and MotoGP will lose a real giant, but Alpine has pulled off a major coup with its latest acquisition, one which may well have set it on the path to its first world championship since 2006. What would you like to see us cover in our next video? Let us know in the comments below, and if you've enjoyed this one, make sure you give it a like, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.